Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. I'm your host today, Mark, and our co-host, Pittsburgh Owen. We just finished the podcast with Wes Euler. If you guys have a chance, please go back and check it out. I think it airs before this podcast, the mailbag segment airs. Check it out. How good was Wes? Owen, mate, how good was he?
Wes was absolutely amazing. Guys, you've really got to check Wes out. You know, some absolutely amazing stories about Tunch and Wolf, about the Steelers, about getting into Steelers media, just amazing insights into, that whole world that perhaps we don't find out about as much. But yeah, absolutely amazing. And the stories about Tunch, you've got to go and listen.
Yeah, I would even say, guys, look, the podcast will be up now. And if you are seeing this video right now within the first minute, don't even watch this video. Don't watch. No, I'm joking. But go back and watch the podcast. It is a fantastic podcast. Wes Euler from Steelers Nation Radio. We find out his story about him going to college, and we find out how his relationship with the Steelers and Tunch. And like Owen said, fantastic podcast. We are so thankful for him coming on the show. But it is mailbag segment time. And this week, we only had 2 questions. So also use this comment section for the future mailbag next week. If you have any questions about the Pittsburgh Steelers or Owen in UK or myself in Australia, use this comment section to ask questions for next week. So we have a few questions. I have 2 on the board, and then myself, Owen and myself will ask each other a question. That's 4 in total. Let's go. The first one is James Shackleton. This is a great question, by the way. What is your greatest Steeler memory, Owen?
Greatest Steelers memory. I think, this may sound really, predictable, but James Harrison, that return in the Super Bowl against Arizona, just the way he ran the length of the pitch, the way he looked like he was almost about to die at the end of it. The guys getting back and blocking it. It was just an awesome moment. I remember watching that and just been like yelling at the TV, like, run, for God's sake, run. Well, with a few of the words in I don't want to use.
Yeah.
But that, and that last second, that touchdown pass from Ben to Santonio Holmes, they're my main amazing memories. Yeah, I've got some other ones, but they're the main 2 for definite. How about you, Mark?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I would agree with you on those 2. I'm going to take it a bit of a different avenue, though. My greatest memory, to be very honest, if I'm looking at everything in the last my Steeler fandom, is going to my very first game, Steelers versus Ravens, Christmas Day. I've spoken about it before in a few times, but pretty much I was so excited to go. My work wouldn't let me go. I gave them 6 months notice. They said, you can't go. You have to work Christmas Day. I told them to pretty much F off. I said, no way, I'm going regardless. You can't stop me. If you don't let me go, I'll quit. And they said, well, you can't quit. I said, yes, I can. I will quit. I said, I'm a really good worker. You can't, make me not go. 6 months notice. I said, I'm not bloody washing dishes at this time. I end up getting 10 days off over Christmas. I go to the stadium. My very first game. I've been there before. In Pittsburgh. I saw the stadium before, but never saw a game. And I saw the Steelers versus Ravens, Color Rush, Christmas Day. Was fantastic. And the best memory I have actually is staying back after the win for about half an hour. I think close to half an hour as everyone's leaving to find their cars and go to the bars and stuff like that. First of all, I didn't know how to. I was trying to get down to the Heinz, the History Museum, not the museum, but the Stadium Museum. I was trying to find that, and I couldn't find that, and I couldn't find my way out of the park, actually, out of the stadium. And I stood there. I looked at the stadium, and I just took it all in. I was like, I'm not going to be here back for a long time. I did go back with my father in 2019. We saw the stadium. We did a tour. But I mean, like, as a game, at that moment, I thought, I'm not going to be there ever again, maybe for a long time. I stood back there. I think it was around about 11 p.m. And I was like looking around going, this is amazing. It took me 15, 16, 17 years, whatever it was, to get there to see a game. I saw Antonio Brown reach out for the immaculate extension. I saw Eli Rogers do probably the best catch that led up to it. I saw one of my favorites, Lawrence Timmons, sack Joe Flacco right up the guts. That memory of going to my first game was probably the highlight of my Steelers thing. And I know, Owen, you will get there 100%. It's definitely crazy, right? It's crazy. So let's go into our second one. We have James Dawn. What is your opinion of the signing of Tuzar Skipper?
Mark's new favorite player.
You
He's
go.
not
You go.
everyone's cup of tea, though, is he, Mark? Let's say.
Not everyone, but look. I've got my opinion, and look, I'll go
Go on,
first.
Mark.
I don't mind him. I don't mind him. I think for outside linebacker depth and what he showed in 2019, he showed that he can play in the preseason. He played really well in the preseason. He was a preseason like standout MVP. Got 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. The guy's jacked. He's going to help out. And if you think that Jannard Avery or Derek Tutska are locked in as depth and they can't lose their spot, I think you're joking. I think Tutas Skipper can come in and have a chance to. And I'm not saying the guys are bad. I'm just saying it's open. It's an open room to improve that
Absolutely, yeah.
defense.
I agree. I think it's absolutely an open competition between those 3 for 2 spots. 3 dogs, 2 bones. But yeah, Alex and TJ will take the majority of snaps. He's just having a couple of guys behind them to cover them. And I think, yeah, Tuzar Skipper has got as much chance as Derek Tusker as Jannard Avery. Jannard Avery and Derek Tusker are not streets better than him. So I don't understand people coming out and slaughtering him straight away just because of what went on in the past. I'm not for a minute saying that he is the same class as this guy. Please do not take this as a statement. James Harrison was cut 6, 7 times before he actually found his home.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not, before someone writes in the comments, I don't know what I'm talking. You don't know what you're talking about. I am not saying he's as good as James Harrison. I was just using the example to say that he was cut 6 or 7 times. Tuzar Skipper has been cut a number of times. I think twice now by the Steelers. So he's got every opportunity.
That's it. That's the opportunity. I think there's a chance for him to make the team and make the 53 because of special teams. And the depth right now is, I think Derek Tuska did get better, and I think there is a high chance for Jannard Avery to work too. Do you have a question for me? We only have 2 in the mailbag, so do you have anything off the top of your head, a question for me, and I'll give you one back, and then we'll end it up.
Okay, so mine was about look at the free agents, not the draft class, but the free agents we've signed. Which free agent excites you the most, Mark?
Miles Jack.
Yeah.
Next question. No, I'll elaborate. Miles Jack, man. Miles Jack excites me the most. Brian Flores as a linebacker head coach. Miles Jack, he's excited to be a part of this team. Excited to be a part of the Pittsburgh Steelers and he's even talked about it. He played in Jacksonville for 5 years, and he feels already in the offseason, he feels like he's found his home, and he will be exciting to play. We have all Sunday games that are like at 1 p.m. and the sun's going to be bearing down on the players. We're wearing the black and gold, or when he plays away. I think Miles Jack will be ready and so keen to improve this defense. Do you not agree?
Absolutely. I think Miles Jack is going to be immense. And if you listen to the way the guy's talking already about the Steelers and the fact that Brian Flores is working very closely with him and Devin Bush can only be good for the Steelers, because Brian Flores, he turned average linebackers into good linebackers in New England, guys like Kyle Van Noy, for example. So when he's working with players of a higher level than those two, I think, he's got the potential to turn Bush and Jack into very similar to Levante David and is it Devin White in Tampa Bay?
Yeah, exactly. Now to end the short show, and look, guys, if you do want to be part of the mailbag, video or segment we do here, we're trying to we might do a single video, but leave questions in this comment section now, or when we do post, write your comments in those posts too. But I'm going to end it with my question, Owen. We are now heading into the next step. The OTAs are done. What excites you most about the next step? What's intriguing you about the next few days or weeks of the Steel off season?
Obviously the mandatory mini camp, we're seeing everybody back there. But I think the biggest thing that excites me really is when we get into training camp, seeing the guys in pads, seeing the contact. When things really start to get firmed up, that's, listening to Mike Sullivan been interviewed earlier today. He was saying that, training camp is when things really get locked in as to who's going to play when and who's going to play where. And, Najee was talking about how, he doesn't mind OTAs, but he really misses the contact part of it. And he's really looking forward to that. So I think we'll see a real raise in the standards from the Steelers going into training camp. So training camp, I can't wait to see them back at Latrobe, because it's going to be the first time for a lot of guys going to actually go into Latrobe. So that's what really excites me now, working towards that, the actual training camp and things getting firmed up with the 53-man roster.
Yeah, for me, from my own question, what excites me about the next few steps is really getting a part of, growing. Honestly, I'll call us out. Growing this channel and talking football and going through the reps and we're getting better. This is going into our first year. Talking about the Steelers, and I'm excited too that we had the podcast with Wes Euler, and we might get future guests on the show, later on. But I'm excited about just talking about football. And we're going into mini camp, training camp, and then we have the preseason. And all these things are exciting to watch these fellas go from year 1 to year 2 to year 3. Will this guy make the team? Will he get cut? What's going to happen? Like the chance now, it does seem like a very dead period. But right now, it's the time where we do turn on the Steelers Nation radio. We listen to Wes Euler and Moats talk, where we listen to, Locked On from Chris Carter. We'll give them a shout out because they're good people and they know how to talk about football. And we're doing that here too. And I'm excited just to go through the process of off season, right? It's off season football. And here we are getting excited. And I think the fans are starting to rally behind that because you've got to enjoy these. Like, I know we want football to come so quick, but the minute it does, you've lost 90 days. And like, I want to enjoy just the process of getting there. And I'm just happy and keen to see these Steelers get back together at camp, right? Are you keen?
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely, Mark. Can't wait. I can't wait to actually talk about real football as well. That'd be fantastic to actually have a conversation about real football.
That would be good to see once we know, once the Steelers beat Bengals and Najee runs for 120, $120, 2 TDs and a few receptions, and we'll be like, did you see Najee on the weekend? He went off, didn't he?
But even Mark, even preseason as well. I know preseason games are fairly meaningless, but it's going to be good to see some of those lesser known players actually, in a competitive thing, having a look at these guys to see whether they are actually going to be Steelers, and I think that's going to be really good as well.
That's the whole part of it, man. If you're a massive Steeler fan like myself and Owen here, we will, we try and follow these players. We break them down as best we can. Owen's really good at breaking down the X's and O's, and I try and get you guys pumped up because we are going to win the Super Bowl. All right, we got a chance. Look, we got a chance in the dance every year, and some fans may think, "Oh, we're going to go terrible." No. Let's be optimistic and positive about our team. We have a chance to go out and support them. Brand new era. Big Ben is now gone. We have Trubisky and maybe Kenny Pickett and Najee Harris and Muth. Those guys, we're going to get fired up.
Yeah,
we're coming because we have this. People think we're nothing, right? We're absolutely nothing. But thank you, Owen, for coming on. Once again doing the mailbags thing when we were doing quite good stuff here. If you do enjoy our content with Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate, having a lot of fun. I think we're on 1,025 subs. We do appreciate that. Yeah. We're aiming to get 1,100. If you like this content, go back and listen to the podcast we did with Wes Euler. So much fun. I know I'm going to listen to it again because he's a good bloke and had a good time. Owen, you want to send us out with your classic phrase?
Here we go, Steelers. Come on.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.